Bobby, calm down. We actually like our furniture. No one, come on, sit down. Sit down. How's it, guys? Thank you, Leanne. That's so considerate of you. Oh, that leg of lamb just looks amazing. Doesn't it, Bob? Doesn't it, Bob? Oh, Bob's full of sports this morning. But of course, every Monday, we profile South Africans who's making a huge success in their field of business. And recently, I had the opportunity to sit down with the founders of Biz Community for a nice cup of coffee at Mugg&Bean. And it was so interesting and inspirational. Bobby, calm down, to find out exactly how they managed to start up their online business, which is today South Africa's largest media and marketing online community. Such an inspirational story, and they shared some great advice if you would like to start up your own business pretty soon, so check them out. Hey Bobby, come on.
The founders of Biz Community, Rademan and Ken van Ginkel, created an online success story. With more than 4 million page views per month, it's the go-to portal for everybody in these industries.
Ken, let's talk a bit about Biz Community. What is the company all about, and why did you feel the need to start it back in the day?
It's community for business, basically online. When we launched, before social media came to the fore, we were pushing perhaps a novel idea, and it was difficult for people to get their heads around it at first. But as soon as we actually started building up the content offering and getting readers, it grew exponentially and organically from there.
Determined to get the business off the ground, they got some cash from family and friends and stuck to a very tight budget. They also plowed every cent they made back into the business.
And here you are today with South Africa's premium business-to-business website. How did you actually go about starting? Because I believe, well, I'm sure there's lots and lots of long working hours involved.
Essentially, if you're starting a business on your own, with very little capital, then you've got to keep your overheads low. The main thing is you've got to have that vision, and you've got to keep that dream within sight, and you've got to keep pushing forward. And late nights and some sleeping under the desk and early hours in the morning and slogging away at it with the belief that you will get there eventually, and that's pretty much how you can get there.
In the beginning, the two moved into IT startup incubator, the Bandwidth Barn, where they stayed for 6 years. There, they not only had access to all the office space and infrastructure support they needed, but also to interaction and sharing of ideas with many other young companies. It was an opportunity that both found invaluable.
In the early stages of Biz Community, what were some of the major challenges that you faced, and how did you go about overcoming them?
When we launched 2001, it was soon after the dot-bomb. And so getting people to be more receptive to the idea of online communities was a huge challenge, and it took time. People had to get to know us, know that we weren't a fly-by-night operation. It's the time that you spent building up the relationship and building up the trust, and there's no substitute for that.
The challenge any business faces is finance. It's scaling the business slowly up as your revenue increases.
They believe the opportunities for online business are still limitless, provided you remember that this is still business and all the normal rules apply, such as having to research the market and providing a unique product.
I get approached by young people all the time that they ask, how do they become something? Like, how do I become a writer, or how do I become a director? And my advice to them usually is concentrate less perhaps on becoming it than being it already, and just improving at it as you go along. Obviously you're going to need the training, you're going to need to get the education, but if you start, it's perhaps a subtle mind shift. If you start thinking of yourself as a writer already, then you've already become it, and your job is just to improve at it.
What makes for great online content? Be interesting, informative and relevant, says the two dynamic friends. Most importantly, find out what people want to read about and give it to them.
True generosity is our famous bottomless coffee, freshly brewed, to enjoy over and over and over again. Mugg&Bean, giving you more and more.